right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Good afternoon and welcome back to the Thursday edition of the Trading Room, brought to you by TD Markets and TD Markets Academy. Thank you so much for joining us. It is 5 minutes after 2 right now on a Thursday afternoon. The Trading Room, we're going to get started. We're going to get sorted, or rather, I hope you're all sorted, but you're going to get started, right? So welcome back, everyone. Remember, we do this every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. Right? So every Tuesdays, Thursdays at 2 p.m. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, right? You share, you like, you leave a comment down below. And every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. we do come live on our platform. All right. So let's get it started, guys. Let's get it started midweek, or we are past the halfway mark. Let's get it started. But before we do that, remember, you can open up an account with us on tdmarkets.com. That is our website. Just simply click on account types and look at the accounts that we have on offer for you. All right. And obviously, for you to open up an account, you just click on client, register as a new client, and then you will get a form there. Fill in the form, and then you should be sorted. All right. So that is tdmarkets.com. We also have education. So if you guys want to join our education classes, trading education classes, all you need is just an account. And once your account is verified, you've got a bit of funds in there. Yeah, you can just let us know, and then we'll sort you out. Right. That is the TD Markets Academy. All right. So guys, I think let's get it started. We've got about, let me just check and make sure if we sort it here. Right. On my end, it shows we have about 8 people watching us live. We've got about 9 people watching us live. So let's get it started. The slow pokes will join us, of course. Let's get it started. All right. So let's talk about what's been happening since the last session, right? We had a session on Tuesday. We went through some fundamentals. Remember, the US-Iran conflict is still dominating the markets. All right. We spoke about what could happen on Tuesday. Right. We spoke about the deadline of the ceasefire. We spoke about possible talks. And then we spoke about how price and the markets could react, how the commodities, how the dollar, and how the energies market could react. Right. So an update on that, guys. There is an extension to the ceasefire now. All right. So the deadline of the ceasefire was on Tuesday, and that has been extended indefinitely. All right. So the new proposed ceasefire, it's not going to be a week, it's not going to be 2 weeks, it's indefinite. All right. And also, the talks have not happened as yet. The talks between Iran and the US, the negotiations have not happened. The past couple of days, what made headline is that the US and Iran are going to meet again and talk, but that has not happened. So we are just waiting now patiently to see what's going to happen. But the ceasefire is indefinite. All right. And let's hope the deal will be made. Let's hope the deal will be made. But even if the deal is not made, I mean, Iran is not backing down. Iran still has, still limit the Strait of Hormuz. The US is still blockading the Strait of Hormuz, and Iran is still in control of that, right? So nothing has changed pretty much. Nothing has changed pretty much, all right? Just that the talks have not happened. Secondly, the extension of the ceasefire. That is what's making headlines right now, all right? And if you look at the charts, if you look at what oil did, we spoke about oil, and then we saw a buy on oil. All right. We looked at the oil structure, we looked at the price action, and then we saw that there's a higher probability that oil is going to push towards the upside. So starting with Brent crude, right? This is the move we spoke about on Tuesday, that oil is likely going to push towards the upside upon the completion of this pattern. All right, upon the market completing that pattern. And the analysis was that we're going to go back to this top, right? So if you guys saw that, congratulations if you saw it. And now looking at what also WTI as well. WTI as well, we spoke about market breaking and pushing towards the upside. So what is happening now? It seems like there is still a demand on oil because nothing has changed with the Middle East, right? Nothing has changed. So if we are going to do the analysis here and to update the analysis, oil seems like oil is going back to the resistance there, right? Seems like oil is going back to the resistance. Now I'm looking at UK oil on the 4-hour time on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so on the 4-hour time frame, as we can see, price is still bullish, right? Price is creating a bullish structure. So we are looking for one more push towards the upside, right? Looking for one more push towards the upside. So that resistance there, it seems like that is where the market is going. You see how it is. So correction, one more push up, and then we'll come back and see what could happen once price reaches that resistance there, right? At the moment, it is reacting from this structure. If you look to the left, right, price at the moment is reacting to this previous high. That's why you're seeing a bit of rejection there, right? But it is not only because of this piece of information, right? It's about the pattern, right? It's about the patterns, about where the market is coming from. It's about where the market is going. So since the market bounced from this low, giving us the 3 lows, right? There's a higher probability that we are going to go back up to the top. So even if price is reacting from that, right? I'm not fazed by that. So all we're looking for is just a higher low to form and a continuation to that high. That is what we're keeping an eye on. So UK oil, we're looking for more, the continuation of this current trend. But at the same time, guys, right? At the same time, anything can happen because this is sensitive to the war, right? So if you're watching oil, if you are watching gold and all of that, the dollar, just be up to date with what's happening with the war because anything can change, all right? So this is what, from a technical standpoint, this is what we are looking at or for from a technical standpoint, all right? So this is UK oil. US oil broke out of this resistance, went towards the upside. Let's just try and go back. So this one also, it is reacting from this structure. Right, at the moment, it is reacting from this structure. Hence, you're seeing this huge reaction from that or rejection from that. All right, but if nothing changes, if everything stays the same with the war, then there's a possibility that this is gonna go back to this resistance there. Right. So any continuations here, we're looking for price to push back to that resistance. All right. Yeah, so we're just waiting for a higher low. We're just waiting for the higher low. So oil is moving just like how we said it will move. All right, it pushed towards the upside. So now we're dealing with the structure here. We're looking for a continuation towards the upside, just waiting for a higher low and then a continuation towards the upside. All right, that is UK oil also. So right now, what he's doing right now, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to wait on it, but let me check the 4-hour. Let me just check if we have this possibility. So looking at this Fibonacci, looking at this Fib here, right? Looking at this Fib, we could come back down to this area between the 50 and 61.8. We could come back down to it. All right, we could come back down to it before price goes up. There we go. So price could just do this, and then anywhere around here we're looking for rejections and a continuation. All right, so yeah, so with the Fibonacci, let's see what's going to happen. Right, so great opportunity on the oil for more upside. And we spoke about gold. Right, we spoke about gold. Gold has not changed what it did on Tuesday. What we saw on Tuesday hasn't changed much. However, the update is this one here. So with gold, there's a possibility, right? There's still a possibility that we're going to see gold coming back down to this low. there's still that possibility that we're gonna see gold coming back down to this low, right? Whatever it's doing, going down, coming back down to this low, and then from this low, right? It seems like we are then gonna get this. Looking at what price is doing here, ever since it rejected this top, right? It is not moving as aggressive towards the downside. It is not doing this. Look at how aggressive this price action was, right? It's not doing that. What it's doing right now is that it is creating this channel. It is creating this channel, all right? This is what it's doing at the moment. It's creating this channel. So if it doesn't change this channel, because usually when the market moves in a channel, it tends to break out of the channel. So if it's an upward channel like this, you will see the market, the majority of the time, the market breaking towards the downside. If it's a downward channel, you will see the market breaking towards the upside. So what basically happens here is a channel is another indication that price, yes, it's moving towards that direction, but it's an indication that price is losing, or that trend is losing momentum. The trend is losing momentum. For instance, look at this example here. So we had a channel here, right? This was a channel. So this is what I'm talking about, right? Some people may call it a wedge, which is okay. So we had a channel, and then price is breaking towards the downside, right? So now we've got this channel now. Now we have this channel. So we're anticipating price to break towards the upside, right? So a channel is just another way of price action suggesting that the trend is losing momentum. Because if the trend was pretty strong, then it would have fallen like this. It would have gone down like this. This is a very strong trend, but this one is fairly weak. You see how it is. So with that in mind, there's a possibility that before this channel breaks, it might just come back down to this low before it does this, right? But it can still break and go up nonetheless, right? So either it will go down one more time, break towards the upside, or break from where it is. So we have not changed our direction. We've not changed our direction. All right. We're still sticking with this. We are still sticking with this. That move towards the upside. All right. So you can view this as a correction before we get a continuation up. All right. So gold hasn't changed. Right? Good afternoon. How did it go with Kevin Walsh? Okay. So, excuse me. So on Tuesday, I told you guys to watch Kevin Walsh's testimony, right? Before the Senate committee, the Senate Banking Committee. So on Tuesday at about, was it 4 p.m.? I think it was just about 4 p.m. On YouTube. It was all over YouTube, all right? So it started, the session started. Hey, look, I won't lie to you, right? That session felt like a Madlanga commission, right? It felt like a Madlanga commission because usually when someone testifies in front of a committee, right, of the Senate committee, there are different people within that committee, right? And some people are gonna be against you, some people are gonna be for you, right? So there are some that are going to be against you. And the type of questions they ask, you can pick up that I know this person doesn't want this person to assume this position, right? And obviously those that are for you, you will hear about the type of comments, but the kind of comments and questions they ask. So Kevin Walsh was there. It was not yet a confirmation that he's going to be the Fed chair, right? It was not yet confirmation, but he went through a process to be examined if he is fit enough to become the Fed chair, right? Because he's a nominee from the US president. So how did it go? Well, it went as expected, right? It was not a confirmation as yet. I mean, he had his opening remarks, and in his opening statement, he emphasized the Fed's independence. That's what he emphasized. He emphasized that the Fed should be independent. No one should have control over the Fed except the Fed, right? So what's been happening since the Trump administration, administration has been trying to control the Fed, and it doesn't work like that. So he's emphasizing that the Fed should have its independence, or should be independent. And then secondly, he also highlighted inflation, that inflation is the FOMC's responsibility, is the Fed's responsibility. The inflation, right? So the yearly inflation right now in the US, I think it's around 3.4%. I think could be around 3.4%, 3.2%. All right. So that's basically what happened, right? The big question here is that, is he gonna lower interest rates? Donald Trump said, and this is the reason why Donald Trump nominated him, right? Donald Trump nominated him because he wants lower interest rates. He said that he wants the US to have the lowest interest rates. That's why he appointed him, right? And then he said he's going to be extremely disappointed if he doesn't lower interest rates. So you see that on its own, it's just pressure, right? There's already pressure from the Trump administration. But what everyone wants to see is that, is the Fed going to remain independent? Is the Fed going to be independent and not be influenced by political pressure, this and that? So that's basically how it went. I believe there is going to be another sit down, or there is going to be, I believe there's going to be another sit down. So let's see what's going to happen, all right? Next month, the current Fed chair's term expires next month. There's also investigations, DOJ investigations and all of that. So yeah, so that's basically how the testimony went, right? It didn't shake the market. Nothing happened in the market. It's just testimony. All right. So yeah, so just that's just an update, guys, but you guys can watch it. All right. Let me do this. If you go to YouTube, you guys can catch it. Just type in Kevin Wash testimony. Kevin Wash testimony, and then you'll be able to see it there. Right, it's a 2-hour long session, so just sit and watch it. Take your time with it. All right, great stuff. All right, so we spoke about gold. We went over gold. So I haven't changed my thoughts and views on gold. All right, still looking for continuation towards the upside. And if you look at oil, nothing has changed. Still looking for a bit of more upside there. All right, a bit of more upside on oil. Where is it? Yeah, a bit of more upside on gold. We get a higher low, we're gonna continue pushing towards the upside. All right, I think it's a great opportunity. All right, what else did we talk about, guys? Or rather, what is it that you guys want me to analyze? All right, what is it that you want us to analyze? Let's see. We spoke about a lot of charts on Tuesday. What is it that you guys want us to analyze? Let's see. USD CAD. All right, we're looking for a continuation down on USD CAD. All right, so this is how USD CAD is looking. Let me do this. This is how USD CAD is looking. All right, so the way I see it, let me just do this. Yeah, so with USD CAD, let me just start from the weekly first, right? With USD CAD, the way I see it here, we are due for the continuation of this move. All right, so what happened was price rejected the 61.8, right? So the market made this push down, and then it went up, rejected 61.8 together with the support. So there was a lot of confluence there. a lot of confluence there, right? We do have what looks like a double top. So now this current move towards the downside, right? So it is not done. We're anticipating one more push down, right? So we had this push down, the correction of that move. Now we're looking for this push towards the downside. So that 61.8 was very important, all right? Was very important. So we're anticipating one more push towards the downside. And at the moment, it broke the zone, right? It broke this area here, right here. So we could see a correction before price drops, right? If we go to your 1 hour, 4 hour time frame, we could see price correcting before it drops. You see how it's correcting, right? Just correct before it drops. So that is what we are looking for, right? A correction and then a continuation towards the downside, just a continuation of this move. All right. So that's how USD CAD is looking. It comes from a lower high. It comes from a lower high right here. So a lower high, we're anticipating a continuation towards the downside. All right. So that is how USD CAD is looking. That is how USD CAD is looking. The 1 hour time frame is already going down. The 1 hour time frame is already going down. All right. So with this one here, every time price creates these corrections, these are opportunities to look for a trade towards the downside. All right. So you see what's happening now. There's a correction that's forming now, right? There's a correction that's forming now. Once this correction is done, we're looking for a continuation towards the downside. So that is how USD CAD is looking. That is how USD CAD is looking. All right, one more push towards the downside. There's a possibility that it could come back and retest this area. All right, since there was a resistance, price broke and then came back down. So it broke back below the support, looking for the resistance and a continuation down. So that is how we're looking at USD CAD. All right. The GBP NZD gave us an aggressive push towards the upside. So we spoke about GBP NZD. So this hasn't changed. All right. GBP NZD hasn't changed. It is still trading within the correction. We are starting to get a very bullish, aggressive, bullish price action. All right. Look at today's candle. This is today's candle. All right. So we're starting to get a very bullish reaction. So this could mean that the correction is about to complete, right? The market created a new low from the previous low. So this could mean the end of the pattern. And from there, we're looking for a breakout and a continuation towards the upside. Yeah, continuation towards the upside, right? And one can look at areas like this for take profit targets. Areas like this for take profit targets. All right, so GBP NZD has not changed, looking for continuation towards the upside. So it's coming along nicely. All right. Yeah, it's coming along nicely. So just be a little bit patient with this one. And then if you look at NASDAQ, yeah, NASDAQ, there's pretty much nothing on NASDAQ. Right? There's pretty much nothing on NASDAQ. It just broke and it's trading in no man's land at the moment. Yeah, it is at no man's land. It is still bullish. So just follow this trend, right? It's trading in no man's land, right? It remains bullish. The trend is still bullish. So just stick with this trend. That's it. Between NASDAQ and US 30, right? I favor US 30 in terms of its current price action. So US 30, right? It's yet to complete this move. What does that mean? It means that this is the previous high. This is the recent higher low. Where is this thing going? It's going back to that high. It's going back to this high. You see how it is? It's going back to that high. So this is a much better setup than Nasdaq. It's a much better setup because on this one we can see where price is going. It's going back to this high. You see that? So this presents us with a much better setup. This is US 30. But if you look at Nasdaq has already broken. It has already broken the previous high there. This is the higher low that formed. So price was going back to that high there. So what is happening right now? It is in no man's land. It is just floating in the wilderness right now. It's no man's land. So anything can happen, right? Anything can happen. Anything can happen there, but I would favor US 30. I would favor US 30 than Nasdaq. All right. So on US 30, just watch out this area, right? Looking for a higher low. You see where the market is, just around this zone, looking for a higher low, right? This is your simple break and retest. So looking for a higher low around this zone. Once we find it, then we are due for one more push back to that high. Yeah, this is how US 30 is looking. One more push back to that high. One more push back to that high. So yeah, so there we have it. There you go. There you go. So Nasdaq, it's just, but US 30 is proper. US 30 is the one. All right. So that is your US 30. Euro pound. I haven't been looking at Euro pound for a while, right? I haven't been looking at Euro pound for a while. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, Euro pound is still bearish. I think there was a time where we spoke about Euro pound. Right, I think there was a time we spoke about Euro pound, and when you spoke about it, we looked at price breaking this low and continue towards the downside. So look what's happening now, right? It came back down to this low, gave us a push towards the upside, but notice how, just like this previous lower high, notice how it's creating a lower high as well. So this simply means that momentum is still bearish. Momentum is still bearish, right? As such, we would then anticipate price to resume back to this low, to go back to this low, right? It's even pushing to that low, right? Once it breaks that low, then we're looking for a continuation down. So the structure has not changed, right? It is still creating lower highs and lower lows. So here we've got an internal structure. We're looking for a continuation back down to this low. Once it breaks this low, we're looking for price to resume trading lower. All right, so this one hasn't changed, really hasn't changed. I'm looking at the weekly, and the weekly has not changed. At most, I would anticipate price to first come back to the zone, right? And if it breaks the zone, then what I would do is I would do something like this. I would do something like this and look at this low here. Look at this low. You see here we have some sort of a descending structure, descending channel. So it could break the previous low and go back to that low. It could break the previous low and go back to this low here. And then from there, we'll see what's going to happen. We'll see what's going to happen there. But this one is still, it's still bearish. Still bearish. Yeah, it is still bearish. Yeah, so one more push on Euro Pound back to that low. Let's see the next one here, NZD Swiss. Let's see what's happening with NZD Swiss. It's been a while since I looked at it. Okay, let's have a look. NZD Swiss. Yeah, leave NZD Swiss. Yeah, leave NZD Swiss. It is not stable. Look at how it's moving. It is not. I am gonna do the analysis, but I can tell you that there are much better price action, right? There's much better price action you can get, right? It's not really stable. But let's have a look at it. Let's see what's happening. Let's see what's happening. Let me see. Let's do a bit of analysis. Let me see. Alright, so price resumed to the upside. Alright, there we go. So that structure is complete. So from here on, created the structure. So this one is done. We don't really have new structure that's forming. What we have is this. So this was a 61.8 retracement. Price rejected the 61.8 retracement, gave us one more push towards the upside. Okay, give us a new high. We still have this higher low. Yeah, okay. So NZD Swiss at the moment, it is not yet as clear as one would want it to be. All right, it has not created structure that one can use. All right, so okay, yeah. So let's do this. Right. So because it has not created the structure that one would want, what you want to do here is to, so this is going to confirm to you what direction you should be taking now, right? You should be taking. So there is a possibility that once price breaks the structure, because you see now price is bouncing from this structure here, right? We are getting these bounces. But should price break, then we are looking at price going back to this top. So because of how it's forming right now, it is not yet clear, right? I wouldn't do anything. I would wait for structure to form properly. But if it breaks towards the upside, then definitely it's going back to that structure there, right? It's a bit of a mess at the moment. So this should tell you what it's gonna do, right? Now, if it goes up, if it breaks and goes up, then guess what? It is gonna give you this scenario. It is gonna give you this situation. You see that? So if it breaks and goes up, it will give you the situation where this area is most likely gonna attract price, because that is the previous structure. There is also the resistance of this channel, right? Should it break there? But now another possibility here is that in line with this, right, it could still go towards the downside. So for this to go down, I would wait for it to break out of this. You see that? So while it's still inside the channel, you do have this possibility. But if it breaks out, then it would go with this possibility. You see how it is? Yeah, it's a bit of a mess, but it will tell you where it's going. So this one can break and go up, and this is gonna be a buy, like a 30 pips push, 30, 40 pips towards the upside. This could be a nice buy, right? But if it breaks towards the downside, then you've got this now. You've got this. So yeah, so that's how NZD Swiss is looking. That's how it's looking. Then from there on, you just need to wait for your setups. Right? You just need to wait for your setups from there on. Just need to wait for your setups. So there we go. There we go. That is your NZD Swiss. Up next, we've got German 30. German 30, nothing has changed. It is still going up. Nothing has changed, right? It is just correcting at the moment, right? Still need to push towards the upside. So it hasn't changed. It has not changed. So let me just update this. There we go. It hasn't changed. One more push up. Yeah. Looking for one more push up. Yeah, it hasn't changed. So German 30, one more push towards the upside. That is what we are looking for. USD JPY. USD JPY also has not changed. One more push up. One more push up. So this one is still trading within this. All right. So within the structure, we're looking for one more push towards the upside. Right. So just take note, when the market creates something like this, all right, what it tends to do is this. Let me show you. It tends to come back down. It tends to come back down to this low before it goes back up. That's what it tends to do. All right. So either it will push from where it is, or it's going to go down one more time before it goes up. This is how the market behaves with such a structure. So if it doesn't go up from here and then goes down, this is where it's going to start pushing towards the upside. So it's either you want to wait for this, or yeah, this is basically. So this one hasn't changed. The USD JPY has not changed. Still looking for one more push up. One more push up. So as long as this trend is bullish, right? You see how we have this nice trend. For as long as it doesn't change, then I would stick to my buys. There we go. I would stick to my buys. So we've got a correction forming, looking for a continuation up. All right. So that is your USD JPY. USD JPY. Pound Swiss. Let's have a look at Pound Swiss. Let's have a look at Pound Swiss. Wait, let me do this. Yeah, so when we spoke about Pound Swiss the last time, I mentioned that it could still come back down here, right? Now, at the moment, yeah, it has turned messy. It is still bearish because of the bigger structure. It is still bearish because of the bigger structure. Right, this structure is still very much bearish. So looking at it right now, it seems like it is not moving now. It is just doing this. So it is consolidating. It is consolidating at the moment. So yeah, it can either break up or break down. Right, so we just have to wait and see what's going to happen. Either it's going to go down or it's going to go up. So yeah. So Pound Swiss, Let's see what's going to happen. Let's see what's going to happen. So just like NZD Suez, right? The price action we see on pound Swiss and NZD Suez, it is not giving us good structure, proper structure and proper formations so that we can get direction out of that. It is just a little bit messy at the moment, right? If you look at NZD Suez, it's a bit of a mess. So the structure right now on this time frame, it is not as clear, right? So then what do you do when things are looking like this? You just wait, all right? Pound Swiss as well. Pound Swiss, it was clean. It was a little bit cleaner at least, but now it's becoming a bit of a mess at the moment, right? So with this mess, it could break and go up or it could break and go down. So that's unfortunately. So when it was going up here, it was a little bit clean. A little bit clean. So now it's doing this. It could be setting up for a continuation up though, right? So if I was to look for buys on pound Swiss, I would want price to break out of this first, right? Where the market is, I wouldn't do anything as yet. I would wait for price to break out of this because if it breaks out and gives us a new high, then it's going to give us a much cleaner structure. All right? Because from there, you'll be able to see structure properly for you to find your entries. So I would wait for something like this. But what it's doing right now, I would just wait a little bit. Let's see what's going to happen. All right. So that is pound Swiss. That's how pound Swiss is looking. Up next, we've got Ethereum. Let's see. All right. So, let me do this. All right. Okay, cool. So how Ethereum is looking at the moment, right? It's on 23.6. 38.2. It's on 38.2. Ethereum, right? It's still moving correctively. It's still within a correction of this structure here, right? It is still within a correction. So now this is how the correction is looking. This whole structure here is a correction, right? So usually what price will do is that it would first break this high, give us a new high before it goes down, because this is just one huge correction. It's similar to this one here before price goes down, right? So what you see here is exactly what you see there, right? And after that, what happened? Price went down. Why? Because it was a continuation. So with Ethereum, we would then still look for price to go down, right? It has not given us signs of a reversal as yet. What it's doing right now, it is creating a continuation pattern, right? A bearish continuation pattern. So we would still look for one more push towards the downside. Obviously, intraday, intra-week, you would find some buys, right? But this high has been broken. Let me draw it this way. This high has been broken now. There. So from this high, we could get a drop anytime from that high, right? We could get the market dropping anytime from that high. There. All right. So Ethereum looking for one more push down. So short-term targets, right? Let's rather look at short-term targets because the markets right now is influenced by geopolitics. It is influenced by geopolitics at the moment. So there we go. This is what's happening right now. Yeah, this is what's happening right now, right? So there's potential for this to come back down here. There's an opportunity for this move down here. There's opportunity for this move down here, right? So that is how short term, that is how Ethereum is looking. Short term, that's how Ethereum is looking. All right. One more push coming back down here. Yeah, so a bit of downside on Ethereum. A bit of downside on Ethereum. All right. EuroCAD. Let's have a look at EuroCAD. EuroCAD still looking for upside on EuroCAD. Yeah, still looking for upside on EuroCAD. So it didn't reject past this zone. It broke the zone. Let me see if there's any changes. Okay, yeah, so EuroCAD still looking for upside on EuroCAD, right? Still looking for upside. As long as we've got this low, that's a higher low, right? As long as we've got this low, similar to this, similar to that, these are higher lows, all right? So I would see this as a retracement, and then I would still look for one more push towards the upside. Still look for one more push towards the upside. All right, so EuroCAD, yeah. So I'm bullish on this one. I'm not gonna sell this move. I'm just waiting for a higher low and then look for a buy. All right, so that is how I'm looking with the EuroCAD. Yeah, so people that are selling this move right now, people that are holding short positions, they would definitely look at the Fibonacci. They would definitely look at the 50 and 61.8 as possible targets, right? As possible targets, people who are shorting the market right now. So with me, I'm not shorting the market. I'm looking for a continuation up. So I'm going to wait for a higher low to form. It might form right there, right? It might form right there. I'm going to wait for the higher low to form, and then I'll be looking for this. All right. So yeah, so EuroCAD, that's how I am positioned with EuroCAD. That is definitely my position with EuroCAD. All right. Let's see. German 30 USD yen, Ethereum. All right. Cool. NZD JPY, nothing has changed, right? NZD JPY, nothing has changed. It seems like there is gonna be another opportunity for some upside. So NZD JPY, nothing has changed. CAD JPY, nothing has changed. Right, CAD JPY, nothing has changed. It is approaching this now. It is approaching this high. So nothing has changed. All right. I saw pound JPY, this one. So you see with pound JPY, what I would love here is for this to come back down to this low. There's a possibility here that price is forming this pattern, right? There's a possibility that price is forming this pattern before it goes up. So I would love for this to come back down here first before we go up, right? But if it goes up from here, then it's okay. But for me to look for entries, for me to look for buys on pound JPY, pound yen, I want to look for buys down here. You see how it is. So I would love for this to just to come back down one more time before we get a rally to the upside. So we just have to wait and see if it will do this. If it will do that. All right. And then Euro USD, right? Euro USD. Remember with Euro USD, last time I told you that looking for the correction, looking for the buy after the correction on Euro USD. So it is correcting at the moment. So looking for a higher low and looking for the buy. Right? Looking for a higher low and looking for a buy. That is Euro USD. That is Euro USD. So yeah, so we're just gonna have to wait and see how price is gonna react on the 50 of the Fibonacci. We get a higher low, then I'm looking for this. All right. We also spoke about GBP USD. Similar with GBP USD. You see how it is correcting. We spoke about price correcting, and then I told you that I would love for this to retest this before it goes up. So there's definitely a correction that's taking place here. There's definitely a correction. So once this correction is done, looking for a continuation to the upside. So some very good setups. GBP USD, Euro USD, some very, very good setups. Very good setups. All right. So yeah, so there's a retracement, there's a correction happening right now. So yeah, so GBP USD looking for this. Looking for this. One more push up. One more push up. Euro USD also looking for similar. USD 30. Yeah, not USD 30. What is USD 30? US 30. I meant to say US 30. US 30 waiting for a higher low and waiting for continuation up. This one is going to be a very simple one. You see, this one is going to be a very simple one. Simple one. Very simple one. All right. So that's how things are looking, ladies and gentlemen. That's how things are looking on a Thursday afternoon. The Middle East is still dominating the markets. That's how things are looking. So just keep a close eye. Let's see what's going to happen. Keep a close eye. And yeah, but these are solid setups. We've already went over gold. All right. We've already went over gold. We are looking for a continuation up on gold. Right. So maybe to get the full breakdown, just rewind. Gold is the first one we started with, right? Just to get a full breakdown, maybe rewind, but we are looking for a continuation up on gold. At the moment, it is just correcting. It is correcting right now. It might come back down to this low. It might come back down to this low before it goes up, right? It might. It's a possibility. At the same time, it can just break, right? It might also break from here. So it's either it's going to start going up from these lows, or it's going to break and push towards the upside, right? But gold, yeah, gold is going to be a nice one as well. Going to be a nice one as well. Looking for a continuation to the upside. Looking for a continuation towards the upside. Back to that high. Right, and then we'll see what's going to happen on this high. It might go up or it might go down. But for now, it is still bullish. All right. So that's how things are looking, guys. That's how things are looking. Setups have not changed. Direction has not changed. So we still stick to the same script. Keep an eye on the Middle East tension. Keep an eye on your geopolitics. But what's dominating the markets right now is the Middle East tension, right? I give you guys a bit of an update. So keep an eye on that. Let's see this indefinite ceasefire, what's going to happen. Let's see if they will meet. US and Iran will meet and sit down. We'll just have to wait and see. All right. But yeah, in terms of the technicals, combining it with a bit of fundamentals, this is what we see on the charts, right? Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned. And yeah, that's where we're going to end it for today. All right, guys, have a good one. Thank you for joining us. Please subscribe to the channel, like, share, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Right? Have a good one, guys. Enjoy your day. Cheers and enjoy.